everyone, my name is Nicky Nicholls and I am a local author and I'm here to read my story for you today called The Boy Who Sneezed to Space. Before we get started, we need to get ready to go into space. Do you want to come into space with me? What was that? Great! To get ready for space, what do you think we're going to need? Yes! Of course, you're right, our spacesuits! Let's put on our spacesuits, everyone. Here we go. Great. Do we need anything else? Great idea. Space boots. Am I ready now? Of course. A space helmet. I'm ready now. Are you? Great. Let's head into space. The Boy Who Sneezed to Space. By me, Nicky Nicholls, and illustrated by Georgina Lambert. James was sitting down to breakfast on a morning before school when something odd took hold of him while sat there on his stool. It started at the bottom and then wriggled to the top. He wondered if the feeling would ever stop. Finally, it tickled at the back of his poor nose and a giant sneeze exploded out and up he rose. What do you think your face would look like if you had just done a giant sneeze and sneezed yourself up into the air? Let's have a look. Give it a try. I think my face would look like this. Let's see yours. They are fantastic. Well done. Let's carry on. You see, poor old James's sneeze was like a turbo rocket, firing him up into the air at speed, whilst his mum looked on, inquiring. Where did little James just go? I'm sure he was right here. Then she looked up at the ceiling. And it all became quite clear. Young James was hurtling up and heading out to space. The last he saw of Mum was the confused look on her face. He blasted through the atmosphere till the earth was just a ball. It was blue and green and beautiful, but was getting rather small. I'd better enjoy the ride, thought James. I may be here a while. The thought of it made him laugh and grin a sparkly, toothy smile. He wanted to be an astronaut, to see planets and the stars. Now he was sailing through outer space towards Jupiter and Mars. Beyond the Earth, towards the Sun, he saw Mercury and Venus, the closest planets to the Sun. He looked at them with keenness. Mercury, the closest, was the smallest one by far. James could see it clearly now. It felt so bizarre. He noticed that it had no moons and a surface full of craters. It looked like it had been attacked by 1,000,000 alligators. Up next, its neighbour Venus, known as the sister planet of Earth, as although it spins the other way, they're of similar mass and girth. James knew that in the solar system, this was the hottest planet. Along with its great poisonous clouds, it was impossible to inhabit. I wonder then Why, it was named after the Roman goddess of love. Surely it should be called Cestus, after their ancient battle glove. James continued his journey to the stars, heading away from the sun. He couldn't wait to tell his friends. He was having so much fun. The red planet Mars was now in his sights. It looked incredibly rusty. Named after the Roman god of war, this planet was rocky and dusty. With its 2 moons and old stream beds, could aliens really live there? James imagined them having tentacles and slime instead of hair. I wonder where they go to work and what their homes are like. He could see them now, riding round on galactic motorbikes. What would it be like to be an alien in space? How would you move? Let's give it a try. I'm imagining myself having tentacles. Riding round on my motorbike. Are you going to get onto your motorbike? That's it. Here we go. Vroom, vroom, vroom. Go for a ride round the room. Vroom, vroom. Imagining you're riding around the planets. Very good. There is some very good alien acting out there. Shall we carry on? The gas giant Jupiter now loomed into view, with its giant red spot raging. A gigantic storm that's been fuming for years and shows no signs of aging. Orbiting around it were many moons, including the Galilean Four. Ganymede, Europa, Callisto, Io would be such fun to explore. James imagined giants playing with them, sending them hurtling through space. What would it be like, he thought, if one got hit right in the face? Ouch, you oaf! You wombling nit! You hit me with that moon! Stop mourning! It was an accident, you overfed buffoon! Woohoo! Said James as the rings of Saturn now came into sight. He remembered Saturn was made of gases that make it incredibly light. The rings around, made of ice and rock, were spectacular and grand. They varied in size, from the size of a house to the size of a grain of sand. I wish I had my skateboard and could get closer to its rings. I'd board slide all around it. It would be just like I had wings. Should we give that a go? Do you want to imagine you are in space, hopping onto your skateboard and board sliding all the way around Saturn's rings? Let's give it a try. Hop onto your skateboard. Are you ready? Here we go. Whoa, here we go. All round the corner. Oh, yes. Oh, I can see an asteroid. Whoa. Oh, it feels like I'm flying. Oh, better not fall off. Oh, oh. Did you manage to stay on your skateboards? Well done. I thought I was going to fall off. But he carried on, through outer space, still powered by the sneeze. Looking over to Earth's small moon, it looked like a tiny, round cheese. As well as planets, James enjoyed seeing the beautiful bright stars. Asteroids went whizzing past like flying, speeding cars. Just then, unlike the other planets, spinning on its side was Uranus. Look, it's blue and green. I love it. Wow, James cried. It reminded him of his marbles at home. It looked so smooth and perfect. But he knew that it was incredibly cold and winds blew all around it. The furthest planet from the sun was now coming into view. Neptune was casting all around a beautiful blue hue. James knew that this ice giant took the longest to orbit the sun, taking 165 years just to do a single run. He knew of the planet's violent storms that were crazy, windy and wild. They made Earth's hurricanes look incredibly meek and mild. James gazed into the distance. Dwarf planet Pluto was beyond. I wonder what else is out there. If I called, what would respond? During this time, James was travelling at an enormous speed. The trouble was, he was starting to feel such a burning need to get home, to see his friends, his sister, Dad and Mum. How will I get home now, he thought, feeling rather sad and glum. I've seen Mercury, Venus, Earth and Mars, comets, moons, asteroids and stars, also Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune. But what I want now is my very own bedroom. His bottom lip wobbled and he started to frown as James began pondering, how will I get down? So how do you think James is going to get back down to Earth? I'm going to stop reading there. So if you want to find out more, you'll need to read the end of the book. I hope you have enjoyed listening. Take care. Bye-bye.